Right. Hello again. Let's see. What did I say? I said we were gonna just check the. Let's see. Vue JS. Just gonna run through the typing again for the runtime DOM JSX. Like to see if there's anything specific to yeah, let's check that. Where's the oh, we don't okay. Import type, CSS type. Okay, we definitely okay. So let us again. Okay. This was the first one, right? What were we doing? Git rebase interactive bloop, and we want to edit this one. Okay, so we definitely need this still. Oh, do we have it? Oh, is this wrong? Oh, there we go. CSS properties. Oh, sorry, here it is. Okay. So that was definitely, but it's exported. So we need to fix that. Area attributes. Okay, so it exports a lot more, but I don't think it should. Why would you ever want to have that exported? Okay, but let's not change that. Let's just keep that as is. Blah, blah, blah. There's definitely nothing. Yes, we have this style value. Okay, so we should still have that. Where's the style value used? In HTML attributes. HTML attributes. We have a style. Yeah, good thing we checked this. So it's used there, and it's used in SVG attributes. Style value. Cool, that makes sense. That was, let's move up again. Style value. Yeah, none of this is specific to Vue. keygen, media. And they're just exporting a bunch of stuff. I don't understand why they do this. Okay, we can do that at the end. This is just attributes. SVG attributes, nothing special there. Intrinsic element attributes. Yeah, so that's nothing either. Events, it's just, yeah, and then we have reserve props. Yeah, so we still have style value. I think we can put this, let's put this at the end, because that's like the special stuff. Yeah. Cool. Nice. And then we have interface. Oh wait, CSS properties hyphen, was that the same? Oh, it actually extends both of them. Okay, we should do this one instead. Yeah. Yeah, and we can change this rename symbol to CSS. We can use CSS instead, so it's a little bit more similar. And I think we can export CSS properties. We can move this up so it's a little bit more familiar. Cool. What was I talking about? Yeah, I don't. They have all these exports, interface, custom event handlers, area attributes, HTML attributes. Okay, but let's just do that because they used to do this. So let's just go through every interface here and export it. So let's search for interface, and then we are gonna just add export, block quote. Like, okay. I think maybe they did that because instead of dialog HTML. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, why is this a generic? Why isn't this like hard coded to HTML field set? like HTML form element. Why isn't that the case? That's interesting. But I think maybe there's breaking change with the typing, because maybe a lot of developers were importing like field set HTML attributes. So so instead of doing HTML attributes and then you give it the HTML element, they would use like field set HTML attributes or something. Oh, it's getting hot. But now these are generically typed, which makes absolutely no sense. Why are they typed like this? So this makes sense, right? Because this is extends whatever. But audio HTML attributes, that's always for, there's no other audio. Yeah. I wonder why it's typed like this. Okay, so what are we going to do about this? So we can change all these attributes to not have the generic. I think we should do that because it's more correct. Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. These aren't generics. They are specific HTML elements. HTML attributes. Yeah. So instead of anchor, we do HTML anchor element. Yeah, we're gonna do this. So this will be audio HTML element, HTML audio element, I mean. And this would be HTML area element. And this would be, well, this is base HTML attributes, so those should be generic. This will be HTML block. Oh. Is there no block quote? Where are these coming from? Okay, let's just use HTML element then, because it probably doesn't have any specific stuff to it, right? Let's just do that. And then we have HTML button element. HTML canvas element. And then HTML call, table call element. HTML table call group. Ah, for fuck's sake. Okay, but we're gonna do a table cell caption row. Is there like a table section? HTML element. HTML data element. Details. HTML details element. On toggle. HTML. HTML embed element. It's kind of boring. Form. Iframe element. HTML image element. HTML input element. I guess that one needs. Oh, I thought that would need ins HTML attribute. HTML ins. Is that a thing? Oh, HTML element. This is really more about like happens on click and it's really more that key gen. What's that? Key. Yeah. HTML label element. Yeah, it definitely is missing some stuff. So this would be HTML li element. But maybe this is like an optimization of sorts. No, it can't be. Must be better to not have it generic. Like one thing is having I can't imagine like link having. So if one of them has like the same specific one, oh, it's T-body. Yeah, it's weird. Why it's typed like this? But yeah, we kind of just have to do this because if developers has been using these interfaces to like do pass through some kind of typing, then we have to still make that work. Map element. Is there a map element? HTML media element. HTML menu element. HTML meta element. HTML meter element. HTML quote element, HTML object element, OL element, HTML OL list element, that must be it, opt group. Ah, this is boring. HTML opt group element. How much do we have there? HTML option element. And this is like not crazy if we're doing anything wrong here. Param. Why is this deprecated? Okay, that's fine. HTML progress. HTML script element. But I wonder, like, what does the script element have? Async. It has the. And this is kind of weird, right? It has all the. Oh, I guess it's because we want to uppercase it. Let's say no module. Why is it? Why do we do this? Why don't we just use the? Why don't we use the this thing? Why do we like define them again? Oh, is it because we're? Yeah, we want them to be undefined as well. Oh, these are the. Oh, I see. But can you just make them partial or something? Interesting. Select. Oh, here we go. Here it uses equals HTML slot element. But I think in my mind, these are specific elements, or if they're going to be reused across elements, it needs to be called like base HTML slot element attribute. HTML table cell. Templates. Text area. HTML. Oh, table header. Is that table caption? Table caption. Let's look at it. So this has a line. Oh, table header. Cell call row. It can't be row. TH is like the header. This is the body. Let's try a caption. HTML time element. HTML track element. HTML video element. Oh, interesting. So this one needs to be. Okay, that's fine. media HTML attributes. Core. You know, we're gonna change this. Fuck. We're gonna make, we're rather gonna make them defaults. Oh my god, this sucks. Was that it? Yeah. HTML attributes. So let's do both now. Export anchor, HTML anchor element equals HTML audio element equals HTML area element and base HTML attributes. And this one didn't have HTML block because it's not BR. Quote. Is it the same? Block quote and quote? Yeah, I think we could do that. Button element. Export it. Equals HTML canvas element. HTML table column element equals HTML call group HTML table. Yeah, there was no call. Oh, maybe. Oh, we have table header there. Table data cell. Yeah, there's no call group. So let's just element there. And then equals HTML data element, HTML details element equals HTML dialog element equals embed element. Oh, we're forgetting to export. Export HTML field set element, form element, image element, input element. So now we don't have to change anything else. We just make it possible to consume these types as you were used to. HTML element. I have no idea what that element is. Keygen. No idea. Export interface. Label element. HTML li HTML D list O list element U list. Well, I guess it's this. No, it's not extends, it's equals. God damn it. HTML link element. It should be equals, not extends. Christian. There we did equals. Equals. Oh, did I? Oh, so I did do that. Yeah, I wonder why my brain. I have a really hard time doing repetitive tasks like this, like monkey work, as I call it. Suddenly my brain just it's like an overflow kind of thing. It's very fascinating. Equals HTML meta element. Meter element equals HTML quote element. Did it have? Oh, that was marquee element. Equals HTML object element. HTML OL list element. HTML opt group element. That's an actual element. HTML option element equals HTML output element. So what this really does is just add the correct element to really the listeners, like the click listeners and stuff. Export interface equals HTML progress. But now you can just import progress HTML attributes, and then it will be an HTML progress element. So that might be a better way to do the import, instead of doing like import HTML attributes and then the element. You can actually import a specific script element. Oops. HTML script element. You can just import like script HTML attributes and then you're done, which might be how people have been doing it. HTML select element. Equals HTML source element. HTML style element equals HTML table cell element. Yeah, it should be equals. Hopefully I remember to export all of these. Equals HTML text area element. Equals HTML table header cell element. That's deprecated. I didn't know that. HTML time element. HTML track element. Export interface equals HTML video element. And then we have all these SVG stuff. I guess we wanna, yeah, export these as well. We have core. Well, I don't think that's an actual thing. Transform label. Because this is like, what's this being used for? Yeah, this is used as an extension. Conditional. Oh, I can think all of these are like conditional. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at this. Animate SVG. Oh shit, how are we gonna do this? Shape element, new viewport SVG element. So these are single input filter. I don't know. I don't like the typing here because it's like I don't see what is actual extent. Like they should be called base because they're not actually used. Okay, we're gonna do like a, I know. Okay, so we're gonna do like export. I guess we can figure it out quite easily. HTML gradient, SVG gradient element. Yeah, I think we have to do this. Export interface equals SVG graphics element. Oh, I didn't know you had all this stuff. Equals SVG light source. Okay, I have no idea what these things are. Is it being used anywhere? Oh, again, it extends. Okay, so I think we're just going to go through them. And if they have like an SVG new kind of thing, we're going to export it. SVG shape. Oh, doesn't it have shape? I thought it had. SVG text content. Yeah, we're going to do that. SVG animate element. I'm going to export it. SVG animate motion. SVG animate. What was it? Transform equals SVG circle element equals SVG clip path element. That's definitely SVG defs element equals SVG disk element. And also remember, like, we're not wasting anything here. So if this PR isn't approved, we're gonna use this typing ourselves. So that's fine. SVG FE blend element. Export. Oops. Interface equals SVG FE color. Matrix element equals SVG FE component transfer element. Export equals SVG FE composite element. Export equals SVG FE convolve matrix. What the hell are these things? Equals SVG FE diffuse lighting equals SVG FE displacement map equals SVG FE distant light element. What are these things? Drop shadow element, flood element, funk, func B element, func A element. Yeah, not sure what that is. There's no, like, it's func A element, func B element, BGR, blue, green, red, alpha. Oh, okay. So I guess this actually does need to be extended. Export interface equals SVGF Gaussian blur equals SVGFE image element. Like, it might seem silly that we're doing this, but merge element. Like, would anyone use Vue this way? Like, create an on-click on an FE merge element? Probably not. Merge node element, but it has to be correct, right? FE morphology. We're getting there. SVG FE offset element. SVG FE point light element. SVG FE specular lighting element. SVG FE spotlight element. SVG FE tile element. SVG FE turbulence filter. Export interface equals SVG foreign object. Oh, foreign object. That brings, there's something in my brain related to GS. Oh, element of GSV. Yeah, no idea what this is. Image. Didn't I have that? Line element. Marker element. It would be so sad if this was done for some kind of optimization that I don't understand. But I cannot imagine that. Radial gradient. Set element. Stop SVG stop element. SVG SVG element. Okay, interesting. Export interface equals SVG switch element. Export interface SVG symbol element. Export interface SVG text element. SVG text path element. SVG tspan element. Export interface. SVG use element. Oh, we have to be done soon. SVG view element. Oh, look at that. We're done. Okay, so we could like remove, maybe we should do that now. We can just remove these. Oh, sorry. For those that are specific. Oh, we can do the same here. HTML attributes is equal to HTML element. So we can make this whole thing a little bit smaller. Oh, yeah, so we can remove it. And we can like verify if we've done something wrong here as well. That's nice. I would imagine this is like, I don't know. Oh yeah, look at this. That's that one, so that needs it, that's fine. I think this is much better typing, because sometimes you do just want, especially for Vue. Yeah, that's fine. For Vue, you just want attributes, right? To do fall through attributes. I wouldn't imagine you would ever want to do anything like this in any other context. Like even with a ref, you would do the element, like HTML div element, for example, because that's what you're getting on the ref. So it's kind of unique to Vue, I think. But regardless, I think this typing is better. Do we have, so that was all of those, HTML. Yeah. HTML. Wasn't video HTML? Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, these are just. Oh, interesting. Wasn't there a UL attributes? That's interesting. So the LI, okay, so we have some errors here. We can actually make this better. So OL. Could it be that it's like it just doesn't have any, it doesn't have anything, right? Sorry, where's UL? Yeah, so it doesn't, it's we have to look at this one. So like UL doesn't have any additional things, so we don't have to do anything there. So HTML table row, yeah, that's fine. So what we want to look at is the ones that has HTML attributes, HTML element, or yeah, this one's wrong because now there is a time. Yeah, th. Yeah, sorry. That's fine. Text area, that's, yeah. There we go. HTML attributes. HTML, we don't need, oops. the HTML element there. Style. Don't need that one. That one we need. Source element we have. Don't need that one. Select HTML has its own thing. This one is just HTML element. Yeah, no, I think this is better. HTML element, HTML element, HTML element, HTML element, HTML element. This one has quote, this has progress, HTML attributes, that's fine. HTML attributes, output has its own thing. Options has its own thing. Opt-out group has its own thing. This one has its own thing. Object has its own thing. I don't need double that. Meter has its own thing. Meta, menu. Yeah, we're actually making it better because you see, like, menu actually has its own element. Map, we already do that. Link, we already do that. We do that. HTML legend, label has its own thing. Oh, it's the mod element. Let's fix that. Input, we have that. Image, we have that. Iframe. Oh, was that HTML element? That's fine. HTML HR, fine. HTML, okay. Head doesn't have anything. Oh, this is interesting though. So we don't have HTML heading attributes. Like, this is the thing, because you don't know, right? If like, let's see if the old typing has that. HTML, let's see, heading. Oh, it doesn't even have it. Okay. So the thing is, by using so you know that you have an HTML heading element, but you don't know if there's additional attributes for it, right? So here we're not exporting. So this is the thing. Fuck. Maybe we should drop this. God damn it. The reason is that it's much better to use HTML attributes and then pass in the HTML element, because you always have access to the HTML element, but there might not be an interface for like heading attributes, right? Because there aren't any specific attributes for it. Fuck. Should we remove everything? The only concern is that if someone's actually using them, but I think like it doesn't break the app, it doesn't break the runtime, and if anyone's actually using this, they can just change it to. Okay, I think we're gonna remove this. Is there any way I can like capture the actual changes we made here? So we fixed. Can I like undo? Let's just try, see how far we get. I'm not sure how long the undo stack of. Can't believe this. How much time did we spend on this? But now we know, at least, we can create an argument for it in the PR that we are no longer exporting the specific attributes. We are exporting HTML attributes, and then you pass in the element. But that's also wrong, right? Yeah, wait, that's also wrong. Wait a minute. Because if you do that, you just get the generic HTML attributes. You don't get the specifics. No, sorry. No, sorry. Because, oh, wait a minute. Now I know. Fuck. Because HTML attributes and the element gives you the attributes, the generic HTML attributes, which puts the element on the onClick, for example. But it won't give you the actual attributes for that type of element on your JSX. So you definitely need them. Yeah, sorry. Oh, that's interesting. But what you could do instead is like, you would do this. You would use HTML element tags, and you would just grab the element you're after. Yes, I still think we should remove it, but you shouldn't be using HTML attributes. You should be using HTML. This is the thing we want to export. HTML element tags, or native elements, I guess is the native elements, intrinsic elements. Where's that coming from? Yeah. And then you just choose the tag. That will give you the actual correct typing. Okay. I wish I could like select and then say undo. That was a rough learning experience. I wonder how long the undo stack is for. Look at this, we got through it. Okay, so we're not gonna change that because the proper way of doing this is, okay, first of all, we're gonna git commit, what was it? Can't remember. Do I still have it open? Yeah, git commit all amend no edit. And do we, yeah, we export native elements. And then it's git rebase continue. And then we're gonna change our PR description to highlight this. And then, yeah, by the way, we should actually remove. Can I make another change now and amend it? Well, I guess it doesn't hurt to export HTML attributes. Yeah, no, that doesn't hurt. Git rebase continue, git push force. Okay, So what you should be doing instead, let's build runtime DOM. I'm not sure if that actually gives us the typing. Oh yeah, because we do, but we have native elements here, right? So if I actually wanted to properly do attributes here, I would do and native elements just like this. So I'm saying h1. So now this gives me the actual proper typing for h1, which has on click and all this stuff, but also the specific attributes for h1, if it had any. This is how you should do it. Okay, so let's write that. So that will be here. How should we put that? You can now use native elements to properly type to on component. So that would mean, yeah, let's add the example with the, let's see. Props would be native elements input, import native elements from Vue. Yeah, this is great. Props children, blah, 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 blah. Other types. The native elements type, so will now properly type fall through attributes behavior. Ooh, Vue node and native elements. H1. This one's interesting though. Does that cause any? No, I just did it. That's fine. Cool. We're getting close. Okay, so let's read through the article. I'm gonna add work in progress. And then we're gonna scroll down to blah, blah, blah. Evaluate all Vue projects, uses Vue, also developed by the Vue team. In the default configuration, we change to Vue.js. Yeah, so we don't have to do this. We can just say Vue yep. I don't have to do this. Cool. We also add JSX typing to our yeah. Let us start by defining a simple component. Yeah. So as I mentioned in the PR, we're writing this as if the PR has been merged. Vue, as of recent, now also supports the common children prop. So that means props, children, string. We don't have to do this. Props.children. Nice. So now we can kind of remove what to take notice of, though, is that Vue will lazily evaluate children. So given this example, yeah. So given this example, how should I put this? Props counter counter props.count. Counter count is a number. Well, how should we put this? So this is only if it's observable. How should we put this? Yeah, we don't have to give an example because we haven't gone through state yet. We'll lazily evaluate and observe children. That means, yeah. Lazily evaluate and observe children. The Vue will lazily evaluate and observe children, improving performance. Okay. Cool. So should we talk about the fall through? I don't think we actually need to. I think I'm gonna have a section about that. What we can rather say is that Vue has a feature called fall through attributes. Let's grab the link for that. Fall through attributes. In Vue applications, this reduces greatly the need to pass props. By simply typing so let's take this and let's call it header. Oops. So what we're going to do is say native elements from Vue. and native elements h1. And now we say header hello world. Did I? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this should be header. Clicked the header. So the point here is, by default, the props why doesn't children get applied to, because it has fall through props? Is it because we're adding it after the fact? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, by default, the props but is it all what? I'm a little bit confused by this still. Is it all attributes? Both is an attribute or v on event listener that's passed to a component? So if I were to, I need to check this. So if I were to, so that's children. If I were to add like foo as a string, and then I would that be applied to the element? Why isn't that applied to the element? But the onClick is applied to the element. That confuses me. So what if I call this ID? Where are we? But that's not applied. Wait a minute. So function components doesn't have fall through attributes, but it does, because if I do onClick, I am very confused. The onClick falls through, but the ID does not. But that's what the documentation says. I don't understand this. So if I say class I guess I don't need. So if I say class, then it gets it. Yeah. What the fuck? But ID didn't. Why they explicitly say ID, but ID does not get. Is it just class style and event listeners? What about all the others? Fuck, this changes it. Like, if there are only certain attributes? Oh, come on. This is very confusing to me. So there's a shit ton of like ID. It's also a bit confusing that we have both lowercase and cased versions of the listeners. There's no reason to add lowercase. This made me a little bit upset. About annoyed at what about is. View fall through props ID not applied. Okay. Template class, that's fine. Yeah, that's interesting. Like you can bind the attributes. But I don't understand, like, why doesn't the ID go through? Okay, let's try something. I have to understand why this is not working. So what if I use define component? I don't need ID. Fup. Oh, interesting. So there seems to be a different set of rules for function components. Why? View stateless component fall through props. Render functions. Does it have built-in components? It doesn't say anything about. Why is that different? Why? Okay, we need to look into the code base. Why doesn't it do that? Component props. I wonder what's actually doing that. I think this is the passing down of the as on prop option names are camelized during normalization. So to support camel conversion here, we need to camelize the key. Fine. Should skip attribute. Where does it actually apply the fall through? Is this public instance proxy handlers? Oh, interesting. Fall through. Is this where it happens? Render component root. Oh, component root. Yeah. Okay, functional. In dev mark fine. Get functional fall through. This is where it's happening. Why isn't it consistent? Result. Yeah, whatever. It's just get functional. So if we have component props, oh, component.props. Okay, so component is the function. Or it will get functional fall through. If key response res or res. Why does it only do it for these ones? That's inconsistent. Why is this different? Why is functional fall through different than any other fall through? But then the typing is off as well. Ah, for fuck's sake. Did we just go through all of that? Maybe we can look at, isn't it possible to look at that piece of code, find the PR. Damn it, this is blocking us. I don't think we're gonna get the PR up and running today. God damn it. There, core. Where was this? This was in component render utils. in runtime core. Component render utils, get. Isn't it possible to like see when that line was last changed? I thought I could like history. Properly fix. Oh, and there's a reference. 3 years ago. How can I find the... How can I find when that fix... When that was added, that function. Because that's why children isn't applied. It's because it's not falling through. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's say that's fine. But what happens if I now go and... So ID... Okay. How to explain that? So does that mean like anything falls through now? Oh, did I remove the typing? No, test. Why doesn't it have any more? What's happening? What's happening? There's... What happened to your Vue? What the fuck happened to my typing? What? Runtime DOM? Did something break? Oh, do I have to like how do I build DTS? There we go. Okay. So what if I do area autocomplete? Not sure what that. Oh, list. Yeah. Okay, so they're falling through. Why aren't why the inconsistent behavior? Maybe there was an issue at some point and they made the same argument as me. This is not expected behavior. And then there was like a compromise, but it makes it inconsistent. Then I would rather turn off. Oh, this smells like trying to please everyone. How am I going to explain this to a React developer? I can't say that it has fall-through props, except if you use define component, then it has fall-through props. But it will definitely be a problem. It will definitely be breaking if we remove that. Fuckity fuck. I can't believe this. This is a complete no-go. I can't Why did you do this? Isn't there like a VS Code git extension find commit for line? Git find last commit for line. For example, look at git blame. Yeah, VS Code git blame. Let's see. Let's try it. Extensions git blame. Git lens. How many installs does it have? 2.6. Git lens. Okay, let's try that. Wow, that's can I now like look at it? There we go. So we had fall through. It was the get functional fall through. Avenue 4 years ago, fixed vModel listeners should not. Oh, this is amazing. vModel listeners should not fall through. Okay, so that was the. This is amazing. Wait. What was this a link to? Oh, interesting. It goes to Christian of only Vue.js core issues. Strange behavior when using vModel. So what was in this thing? Oh, did it just close the completed in? Yeah, get functional. Oh, but this isn't where it. It used to be called get fall through attribute. So it used to only be class, style, and is on. And then suddenly only get functional fall through. But it has this filter model listeners. So why? It should not fall through. If a vModel listener has a corresponding declared prop, it Okay, so I think it was just a bad name. So it was always used for functional components. It just wasn't. Yeah. What are we gonna do with this? View why functional fall through is different. In all cases, and this is funny. Like this seems to have been something that. So this was in 2018. Yeah, has already been inconsistent between stateful components and functional components. With the introduction of fragments, the fall-through behavior becomes even more unreliable for component. Why did they go back on this? Let's see. Closed in. But why hasn't this been done? request for change. Oh, 2019. Disable implicit attribute fall through to child component. Oh, this is interesting. This has been okay. This is followed by much less breakage. So this was also closed. This proposal has been like this has been implicit fall through now by default only applies for a whitelist of attributes. A11 and data attributes. Implicit fall through now works on as long as the component has a single root node. And this was also closed. Supersede. What the fuck? This was merged. Remove optional props declaration for stateful components due to the complexity it creates for attributes fall through. Make it consistent with the syntax. Specify optional props declaration for functional components. In the earlier phase of Vue 3 development, introduced optional props declaration, but this led to an issue with attribute fall through. Given a component with no props declaration, we are no longer able to distinguish between the following user intention: a component utilizing optional props. Yeah, a component expecting no props. I don't. Without props declaration means with optional props, it will mean one. For a type. A component, it would not make sense to apply the attribute fall through behavior, because for a given prop we cannot tell whether the component intends to treat it as a prop or as a fall through attribute. Initially we wanted to disable attribute fall through for components without props declaration in v3. However, we noticed that users find it surprising that class fall through doesn't work when no props are declared. This is quite different from the expectation coming from Vue 2. In general, it is very common for users to rely on the fall through of class and style for layout purposes. So we are at a dilemma here. Yeah, this is tricky. We can make the fall through work the same way for components with optional props, but making it not work at all can lead to both confusion and inconvenience. Review the goals. To get a better idea of how to evaluate the trade-off, let's look at the original reason. Cross-component layout setting is very common for users to rely on the fall-through of class and style for adjusting layout of nested components. In React, the lack of such mechanism has led to various different workarounds and debates. Convenience for component library. The automatic fall-through is valuable when shipping UI components. Yeah, accessibility control for component consumers. Fall through is also useful for adding area star attributes to third-party components that user has no control over. Other considerations: optional props. The current issue is caused by given that we can choose blah blah blah. Possible solution: removing optional props allows us to keep the same behavior as in V2. Here we essentially need to compare the benefits of optional versus trade-offs. Blah blah blah. This is the option. There's yet another option is to only support optional props for functional components. All stateful components must explicitly declare props. This makes attribute fall through largely the same as V2. Functional components without props declaration will have everything passed in as props. It will only have implicit fall through for class. Plain functions, so it's not going to affect it. Okay, but then at least we understand why. Okay, then we know why. This is not something we can mess around with. So, but how are we gonna explain this? how are we gonna explain this? So first of all, we need to change our PR description. Native elements properly type. You can now, yeah. This also gives an JSX. So that basically means we just need to change this to const my component equals define component. Define component. So this only applies to return. Yeah, this is kind of sucky, but like I wish. So let's look at the thing again. So what they could have done here, as I mentioned, like functional components is a new thing. Like, why didn't they just turn it off for functional components? Plain functions, that's function, is new in V3. Yeah. Oh yeah, so if you're 15 minutes behind, you can't hear what I'm saying now. But I get your comments in real time. That's interesting. But yeah, I figured it out. I think the most confusing... Okay, so let's get back to explaining this to a React developer. The most confusing thing is the click handler. And how would you type it, right? That's maybe the biggest issue. I think we would need a specific type for this. So if you want to take advantage, I think the biggest problem is that if you implement an on-click on a function component, it will happen twice. That's the biggest problem. But what we can do, we can at least create a type for it. Let's do that. Let's see. So where would we put that type? We would put that type inside. I guess we need to go in and git log. We're getting good at this now. But yeah, this really sucks. Git rebase interactive. And we want to... No, that's not the one we want to... Did I mess it up? No. Where's the... This is the thing. Git rebase interactive. And we're gonna edit this one. And what we need to do is in JSX, we need to create a type that's for the fall through behavior of functional components. And the way it works is, do they have? No, there's no special. This is interesting though. That class. I want to check this. Vue. No. I keep going away from the code. Where is it? Packages. Runtime DOM. Source JSX. Like, do they have? Oh, they use any for class. That's interesting. I think we can improve that. Class. So what does it support? So you can do this kind of thing. It will render. I guess it's only that. So it can be an object or it can be a string. Oh, look at this. We can actually take an array as well. Okay. Oh, look at it. You can even do this. Okay, so I think we're gonna add a type for this. So we have something called the style value, and then we can call it class value. And this can be a string. It can be an object of key string and boolean, or it can be an array of class value. And then we can actually type that. Not sure why it says undefined, but okay. Class. Yeah, I think it should be this. It's kind of weird, that class thingy there. Cool. So now we have that thing, and then what we want to do is create a type for like functional props or something. Maybe it already has this. Typing component props. Typing ref, do they have fall through props? No, it doesn't seem like they have any typing for fall through props or fall through attributes. I mean, no. Okay. Yeah, but maybe so let's see. It'd be a generic let's just call it fall through functional fall through or functional props. Let's just call it that for now. And what this will be, it will be style value. Interesting CSS properties. Can you actually use? Oh, we have to test that. Class. Seriously, does Vue support? No, wait, this is not. No, this is our actual CSS properties. Sorry. Class is class value. and then it's and camel case custom event. Where's the event handlers? Custom events. Where are like the camel case? Custom event handlers. I think this is the thing. This has the on click and everything, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure why it has a lowercase. I want to check that as well. So this would be T, and that will be extends HTML element. So this is what you actually have on a functional component. It's style, class, and any event handlers. Let's just quickly check the does this actually have where's the events? Event handlers. Events. No, it doesn't have, let's see, it has on click. It doesn't have on click. No, okay, that's nice. Custom event handlers, camel case. So we can remove all the custom event handlers lowercase. I'm not sure why those are there. That's just adding a lot of stuff to the oh. Wait, what did I do? Oh, sorry. Okay. So the thing is, I would like to call this fall through atters. Well, I don't want to do that because the thing is, what you would do on define component is just point to native elements and the thing. The interesting thing is that custom event handlers is for everything. So what we could do is we have native elements. So we could, oh, you know what we could do? Export type fall through attributes. Oh, duplicate identifier. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then we can do the same here where we do, we still export native elements, but we can also export fall through atters. And then what we're going to do is do export type. It would be like F fall through atters. Where we would, yeah, this is going to be good because what we're going to do now is functional fall through atters. I'm just going to call it that for now. Fall through atters. And that would be, it would be the same thing. But what we would do here is that we would actually type this. So we would do this, and then this would be the actual intrinsic elements K. Would that be the... No, this would pass the attributes. No, intrinsic elements. What would it actually pass? Yeah, it would pass the attributes. We don't want to pass the attributes. We want to pass the... We want to pass the thing that's here. How the hell would we do that? Oh, I think I know what. Oh, I know what we can do. Look at this. This is gonna be awesome. So we're gonna rather go through the key of fall through attributes. What we're gonna do instead there is we're going to say pick. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Pick fall through attrs K. We're gonna do class or style or key of custom. No, wait, this is not gonna work. We need the element. We need to get the actual... Fuck. How do we get the actual element? So intrinsic elements, HTML. How would we freaking type this? So we have the tag. Can we map the tag to the element somehow? Is there like a global, thing for HTML tags? Tag descriptor? Tag name map. Yes, there is. Key of... let's see. So this is going to be custom event handler camel case. Well, that should be it. Why doesn't that work? Oh, wait a minute. No, this shouldn't be key of. We should do... Sorry. So we're going to pick... No, wait a minute. We're going to do this differently. We're not going to pick anything. We're going to go through... we're going to go through those. And then we're going to say class value, style value. And we're going to do this. And this is because K doesn't... Yeah. That is fine, because we're not really saying extends, but we can check it. So K extends key of HTML element tag name map. Then we're going to do that. Or if it doesn't do that, we're only going to give it that thing. Why is this? Wait, we have... Okay. So maybe we should change the name for this, but what we can do now, we can say fall through atters and then point to the element we want the fall through for. And then we have functional fall through attributes, which does the same thing, only that it only takes class style and the actual custom event handler's camel case. And then there is still, like, it's a question, should it have that behavior? We can't do anything about that. This has been decided for Vue 3. I personally think that's weird. It's something you should opt into as opposed to have by default. But I see the case with yeah. I don't understand why they added it to the functional components. I think that was the mistake because it created so much inconsistency. Because they have it for defined component, right? So when you're consuming libraries and stuff, that's where you really need it. And then if you really need it for a functional component, you could rather opt into it because you don't have functional components necessarily in other libraries. Maybe you do. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's a difficult one. And I shouldn't like make an opinion just based on reading through some of it. But I think these two, I think we should name them this explicitly. The only problem I think is explaining the fall through attributes to a React developer. That's a tricky one. That's a really tricky one. Because what if you have a functional component and you just want an on-click, but it's for a nested element, right? It won't work. You can't just define an on-click, because what will happen is that you will create an on-click on the root element as well. So that behavior is so... And then you have to do, like, for the functional component, you have to like put a property on the functional component, like inherit attributes false. It's so weird. And you have to add this type manually. Like, it's not there by default. You have to manually add it to actually see the behavior of the component. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But at the same time, we're trying to just make Vue better. And we do that by adding these types. Let's build them and see. PMPM build runtime DOM. I'm not sure if this, let's build PMPM build DTS. But I really hate the fact that if you're gonna sell React developers on Vue, this is so annoying. Like, how do you turn off for a functional component? You say no. Let's just test that. Let's test a couple of things here. So we're gonna say we're gonna move back to this, and this. So this won't be native. This is fall through. Oh. Oh yeah, I think we have to build everything now. PMPM build, because we're exporting it through. we're exporting it through Vue. Yeah, by the way, we should call them fall through attributes functional. Because you search for fall through. Well, I guess you'll find them regardless. Okay, let's see. Should I just restart? Why aren't, oh yeah. Functional. Why isn't it popping up? This is weird. Functional. Why aren't they there? Runtime DOM. That's fine. And if I do build DTS, why isn't it building it? Didn't save it. God damn it! How do I forget that all the time? But I think fall through attributes is a very good example of like how the community differs in React and Vue. Like in Vue, they're very pragmatic. They just want to simplify doing things. While in React, they want to be like no magic, be concrete. It doesn't matter if you write more code, at least you see in the code what's happening. And I'm not saying any of them are right. I have a tendency to think more like React in that sense, but what I've realized, especially through my years at Code Sandbox now, is that it hurts. It's not doing the right thing. Or having good principles in programming can hurt a product and a startup. Because you spend more time doing the right thing for the code as opposed to doing the right thing for the product and the company. And you can say long term, you're doing the right thing for the company and the product by being very explicit in your code and all that stuff. But it's such a broad principle, right? You have no idea how to measure the actual impact of that. And things change all the time. That's the thing. There's very little code in like a web application that stays the same over a long time. You constantly iterate on it and improve and change it. Yeah, what I mean to say, through this experience, I've totally, like, my intuition still isn't there, but I'm like practicing being more pragmatic, because I can get completely stuck on like not doing the right thing in terms of programming perspective. Where are we? Okay, so now we have functional fall through props. Not sure why a bar is. Oh, sorry. It's me just getting used to it. So we have to actually set the correct thing here. So this is an H1. Nice. So now we actually have Julian class key on the board. We have all the clickies and everything, and we have class, and we even have class as like foo. If I do this, it's wrong. If I do true, it's correct. So that's great. What were we doing? Yeah, we were test. So, and there's no typing for this, right? Inherit is false. And now if I have my own click, it shouldn't work anymore. Yeah. So you can turn it off. And you could also put it like right, oops. You could put it right here, right? Right above it. So you know. Okay. But let's add those types at least. And then let's discuss more in the actual. So now we have git commit all amend no edit. I think this should really be never. But I think it's more correct to do this. Oh, no, what? You know what we can do? We can rather do and. Oh, yes. We can change this. Make it better. So what we do is if it extends it, or we do HTML element. That's much better. Yeah. Great. It's saved. Commit all. Git rebase continue. And git push force. Nice. Okay, let's get back to our thing here. So we are gonna and TypeScript to view by greatly improving its JSX and conform to common JSX pattern. This period is in the gray area of having an RFC first, but there are very few changes. I want to show that it is technically achievable without breaking changes, and it definitely has a widely applicable use case. I'm writing an article on giving up React. It explains why React has diverged from its origins and become a source of frustration for building complex productivity applications. The article further explores how Vue, with its amazing community and ecosystem, can become an alternative. But didn't Vue global inherit? That was false. Why does it even exist? Vue for all components globally. Yeah, so this is interesting. You can, yeah. Why would you want to do that? we are not writing a Vue plugin to avoid mixing since we're using Vue trimming or only there for backwards compatibility. Disable inherit attributes plugin. Oh, it's an actual Vue plugin. Okay, I would. Why? This was weird. I'm trying to set non-existent props. Oh, you should. This is not cause Vue to emit warnings when trying to set. Wait, does this mean? Okay, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna check the behavior because this is something that we could turn off. Let's see. So we're not gonna do false there. We are gonna say to our app main does that actually fix it? No, it doesn't fix it. But that could be a thing. Have a global inherit attributes false. Simplify attributes, simplify between parent and child by automatically passing attributes. Yeah, by inheriting child component, leverage the attributes defined in their parent component, make it easier to reuse and compose components. Efficiently update the DOM. Yeah. And then it's the thing like maybe you want, this is also a thing. It's like, it's so like maybe you want to be able to use class and style, but you want to control your own on-click, right? That's the thing. It's like, and then then you have to turn it off, and then yeah, I find it very interesting that it's on by default, and that you can turn it off by the like. Why can't you turn it off by default? How are you gonna explain this to React? Okay, let's update the PR first. I'm writing on blah blah blah. Instead of building abstractions to fix, I wanted to find a scope that could generally improve Vue at core and make the framework as adoptable for React developers using. As for developers preferring single file components, the article is written as if this PR was merged, which further highlights how important these changes are for adoption from other JSX types of frameworks. Blah blah blah. Summary of changes. Add and fall through attributes. Also fall through attributes and functional fall through attributes. The typing replace was created by solid blah 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 blah. Can also use fall through attributes and functional fall through attributes to properly type fall through attributes on components. This also gives them to collaborate on JSX typing, whatever. type, yeah, fall through attributes. So you would do fall through attributes input. Yeah, we should probably like do something like this. And then function my other component return. We should have to okay, so my component, parent component, return my component on input event. This is yeah, add venotype to general, add fall through attributes and functional attributes to type fall through attributes. Add class value to type the class prop. Improve the typing, blah blah blah. It has been adapted to Vue. This gets proper type for event handlers mainly, and is up to date with HTML. You can now use fall through attributes and functional to properly type. Additionally, class value has been added for proper typing. So this would be for proper typing. So this would be stateful, fall through. This is typed with HTML input element. And then we have functional fall through. So that would be function my component, functional fall through attributes. Okay, should probably shorten that. Function fall through, functional fall through. I guess we can, and then this is typed with HTML input element. The common pattern in JSX is to use children prop to represent the patch children to the component. This PR adds a children prop to the component. If children prop attribute was I think we can okay, you can now use fall through. Yeah, let's extend on it here. The fall. Look at this. I really hate this bug. Maybe it's my keyboard or something. The fall through attributes. The fall through attributes includes all the attributes of the given element. Including proper typing for style and class. Functional fall through attributes includes all the event listener attributes of the given element, including style, also style and class. But technically, we avoid a breaking chain. This addition is very important for adaptability of Vue, not only because of the common JSX pattern of children prop, but also to have typing for children when consuming components. Burn component, blah, blah, blah. You can still use the name slots feature by... note, the current documentation for passing slots states that you have to pass default children as a function, but this is not true. The Vue.js plugin Vue JSX automatically transferred default children to a function. It would be nice if it also automatically transformed named children, as Vue will throw a warning when you're not doing this. That way, named children would not have to be typed and consumed as functions. React has a React node type, which is used for children. This represents any valid child value type. Vue now has its own Vue node that can be used to type children. The native elements type will now properly... Yeah, I should remove that. Oh, added types. Okay, I think we should... yeah, sorry. We should have moved this down. And then let's remove this. Yeah, we can, let's drop the on click on this one. Let's remove that thing, that thing. Let's put that back one. Okay, and then we add that there instead. And then let's see, what did we do here? So, oh my God, it happened again. Why is it so annoying? So this would be TSX function, my component, return event, event.target.value. Target is HTML input element and value is defined. And children prop, you can still use the named slots and the added types. You can now use... Okay, so added types React has React node type, which is used for children. This represents any valid child value type. Vue now has its own Vue node that can be used to type children. Oh, let's remove this. You can now use fall-through attributes and functional fall-through attributes to properly type fall-through attributes on components. Additionally, class value has been added for proper typing. On components. Yes, and then functional. The functional fall-through attributes includes all event listener. I have to give also style. Style and class. Okay. Additional class value has been added for proper typing. DSX div class foo true var. Cool. Oh my god, I'm getting tired. I am getting tired. Okay, I think we're gonna go back to the article, and we're gonna oh my god, it's so sad that they actually wanted to turn this off, and they weren't able to. This is such a contagious. What's the word? I find it weird that you can't turn it off globally. Label value. Okay, so this is another thing. Even though you turn off inherit attributes, you still have access to them. Here using like the special template thing, but you can use attrs and get access to them that way. Yeah, I can't get my head around this. I find this feature to be so disrupting. And like even here, so maybe we don't need functional fall through. We can do fall through. Well, we do need to do that because this is so weird. Use attrs. So if I do this and I console log, so if I put ID here now, I think it's actually on attrs. Yeah, you see this? So can I type this? No, you can't type it. So this is fucked up for me. So by default, you'll get functional fall through attributes on the props, but you can still access any other attribute through this thing. But in a stateful component, you'll receive all the attributes as props, except if you explicitly define props. Okay, maybe there's a different way to look at this. I can't. So if I go in here and I say props count, for example. So let's say we have a count here, which is a number. And then we render test2. And then we do count 1, 2, 3. And now it should be the same. That's the thing. I don't get where is it? Yeah, so here I can use attribute. Yeah, so maybe yeah, it doesn't matter. Let me drop this one. Yeah, exactly. So if I have props there, but if I don't have props there, what did I log? Use attributes. Yeah, let's so here I get nothing on the props. Everything's on the attributes. Except the children. Like children will still be there. But if I define props count, then I get the count on the props and then not on the attributes. This is so confusing. It's so in a stateful component, you don't actually get any props. Unless that's the thing. Like it's not even called props, right? Or because if I so now I don't get anything on props. But this is weird. What if I do props count undefine, props ID undefine? Okay, so when you so by default, a stateful component doesn't take props. But a functional component takes props by default. I find it so confusing. It's so inconsistent. And I guess when you're using a template, you don't think about this stuff. I don't understand how we're going to convince anyone to do this, because it's exceptionally confusing. I think this is more than anything, like we're fixing a lot of typing here, but this more than anything is what causes people from React to not use Vue. Because even though it has pretty okay JSX support, though for me personally with typing, it needs to be spot on. This is so confusing that but I don't understand why you can't turn it off. Why have they not implemented a global turning off of creating an application? Is there no like option for this? Create app, root component options. The root component, mounting the app in DOM, app configurations. What? This isn't even typed. Oh, is it because we mount? Låg global properties. Inherit. I'm trying to understand why the hell they have attribute fall through attributes in Vue. It's so confusing with functional components that I'm about to explode. Let's see. I'm trying to find a way to just turn it off. I can't find anything. Global properties. Compiler options. I would imagine, like, what is global properties? Global properties. Oh. It's not global options, it's global properties. Oh, let's see. App config. Compiler options. Yeah. Yeah, like we have to add, you have to be able to globally turn this off. Like we're never gonna convince a React developer to use this. It's just not gonna work. So I think we should add it. What the hell? Let's just add it to the PR. The ability to turn it off. Yeah, so fall through attributes is incredibly confusing. So I've added typing for it, but the way this works is that when you have a function component like this, by default, there are certain properties that is going to work on this sorry, it's going to have some default props, and those default props are style. So you can give it a style, you can give it a class, or any like on click on type of things, and this is typed correctly now. What happens by default is that Vue is going to pass those specific properties down to this h1 element. Yes. And then that's like okay. If you really like, it's going to be hard to explain why this is a good idea. And I looked at the history. Like it's like 5 different PRs where they've been closing PRs because they can't figure out how they want to do this. Because I think, at least from the looking at PRs, Evan wanted to turn this completely off because it's very confusing for someone coming into the Vue framework. But for people who have been using Vue, it's like highly beneficial for them. They feel they move faster. Like being able to just pass a style or class to like a library component without them explicitly allowing you to do that. But still, yeah. Anyways, so that's the story of it. And what they concluded with for Vue 3 is that there are going to be specific properties that fall through for function components. But then if you define a component, you don't have any props. Everything is an attribute. So that's a bigger confusion. It's like with a function component, you can just use props out of the box. I can just add a count here. And that count will become a prop. But when I define a component, that count isn't a prop. Now this is attributes. Well, it's not even attributes. It's nothing. It's empty props. That's what it is. Because the attributes comes here. So even though I type the count here, it appears in attributes here, unless I go in and I say count. Then it pops up here and it's removed from here. So if you want to use like fall through attributes for define component, you won't be able to get them through props. They're always going to be available here on use attributes. But in a functional component, you get these specific fall through attributes on the props. It's insane. It's just insane to me. Yeah, it is wildly confusing. So if anyone outside of Vue is going to adopt this, they would have to use the template single file components. Like now I start to understand why Vue doesn't have much adoption from JSX TypeScript users. It's not the typing that I thought originally. It's because of this. It's impossible to understand it. It's inconsistent behavior. But when you just use templates, everything's defined the same way. So what I want to do, I just want to turn off. So what you can do, you can turn it off per component. Inherit attributes false. You can do this. And I wonder what happens here. Inherit attributes false. Does that mean that everything comes in as a prop? Let's see. Oh, we need to log. So what I think is going to happen is that by turning it off, it just behaves consistently between function components and stateful components. And that's where we need to start. But it doesn't. It still comes in, okay. This is just awful. Why are function components so inconsistent from define component? Like if inherit attributes is false, like everything should be a prop, right? I don't understand this. It's so inconsistent. It's by default, parent scope attribute bindings that are not recognized as props will fall through. That means that when we have a single root component, these bindings will be when authoring a component that wraps a target element or another component, this may not always be the design. By setting it to false, this default behavior can be disabled. The attributes are available via the attributes instance property and can be explicitly bound to a non-root element. Yeah. So there's two things. So the only thing, okay, so I think, okay, so even if we're able to make this false by default, there is an inconsistency between a functional component and a stateful component. And that inconsistency is that in a defined component, you still have to explicitly set the props, even though you set inherit attributes to false. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because if you're not inheriting attributes, then everything is props. I think this is just because functional components came after define component. So define component always had this idea of props and attributes because they thought about defining a component as defining an element. And I think it makes sense. If I could like turn back time, didn't know about functional components, that very probably made a shit ton of sense. But when they now introduce functional component, it doesn't make sense anymore. These are very, very different definitions. They behave very differently. And what I want is it to be like a natural stepping stone. Like you have the functional component, and then you bump to a stateful component. But that's just not how define component works. So I don't think we're gonna be able to yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do this. Because a good thing about, even though I'm almost like I don't want to create a PR now. Because we're never gonna make a React developer jump on Vue with this behavior. It's just not gonna happen. But what's so sad is like if we could just turn off inherit attributes globally. Yeah, exactly. I feel exactly the same. But what could still be a benefit is like, okay, create the PR, include inherit attributes globally, so that at least you can use Vue plainly. Like there's no magical behavior. You can just create function components and then that's fine. And then if you need to define state, you can explain that you can use define component but you need to explicitly define the props. It's very annoying that you have to do that. when you say that you're not inheriting attributes, or we just take all the code, or okay, there's two ways we can make the article highlight view. We can make the article about creating this PR for Vue to make it much more approachable for people using React and other tools. The problem is I don't think we can sell it with this behavior. Or we can make the article say that Vue just isn't good enough because of this behavior. But you can use this other abstraction called Vue productivity or whatever that has all the correct typing. It has all the correct typing, and it just has this other function called create component, which means that you can't use function component standalone because of the fall through. But that's the thing, that's what I really want. It would be so nice to be able to globally turn off. Someone has to have asked this question. Inherit attributes. Someone must have asked for this. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Closed because all Vue components are signed up. Oh, of course. Because it does it to libraries as well. Yeah, it's so funny to read all the PRs. This is so I can't remember the term when something's like causing so many issues. Like it's an infamous feature. Yeah, so it needs to be. But then the good thing about like Vue productivity is like you have this create component thing that you use regardless, and then what was I gonna say? That you use regardless. Yeah, the create component thing, and then you just add another function to it to make it stateful. It's a really nice API. The only thing is that, like, technically you can use a function component standalone, but it's just going to behave weirdly. So that just makes it feel weird. That's the thing. You kind of have to say, you have to explain that. Oh, wait a minute. That's why they had. Yeah, that's why they created a plugin. That's interesting. That's also a possibility. It's like you make it a Vite. Oh, this is interesting. Vite plugin Vue JSX. So the component must be declared by calling the define component. Yeah, no, I think what I thought about is like you could actually use plugin Vue JSX to make that transformation. It's only about like adding inherit attributes false on any component it finds. Like it's already transpiling them, so why not just add that? And it only does it for your app, right? It doesn't do it for node modules. So that would be the perfect place to put it. We could try that. What's interesting though, it's HMR detection here. As you can see, the plugin supports HMR of Vue JSX components. This detection requirements are it must be declared by define component, but you can change that. So it could be create component. So the argument is more like you want good HMR support, but then you have to use create component. Yeah, that is interesting. But the problem then, I don't think attributes are observable. So, for fuck's sake. So we can look in the code. Where is it? Component props. So we have set full props. Where is the? Yeah, shallow reactive. So it makes the props only reactive. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. How should we think about that? So the problem is like if it needs to use define component under the hood, it means that it doesn't get any props unless you do. But I don't think that matters. You can just use attributes. I'm not sure why this is reactive. Is it reactive because you... Because it's gonna change it? I wonder if there's like a props. Let's see. I'm gonna search for a props.value equals. No. Why does it make it shallow reactive? It's as if it's gonna change it. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh, god damn it. This was gonna be my moment, making this amazing PR for Vue. But what I also like about Vue productivity is that it has the create provider function, which is really great to have. And also it has these other primitives like async ref and query and mutation, which is also really great to have. Yeah. No, I think we're just gonna copy all the code we created on this branch, copy it over to Vue productivity, and then continue from there. And then we're also we can test the Vue, the HMR detection by changing define component to create component. Because if I remember correctly, where is the Vue productivity? Like it will in the, let's see. Inherit false. If args length 1. Oh yeah, use attributes. Here it is. So these are the props. Yeah. So it uses define component for both of them. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I think I have to stop the stream. I get so exhausted by talking all day. But what we're gonna do tomorrow is just move over or maybe we can do that at least. So here we are. Let's see, JSX. Yeah. So this would be, yeah, JSX. This will have like style value, class value, view node. We can still have fall through attributes, functional fall through attributes. But I don't think we should have functional fall through attributes. I'm kind of happy about the typing though, that we figured that out. That was kind of cool. Well, we're not going to have fall through attributes. I think it's a really bad idea. It's just makes everything so confusing. We managed so fine without, like everyone else has managed so fine without it. It's just an additional mental overhead. I'm sorry if you like them, but as you see, they're so confusing how the API works. It can be a template. Like if you really embrace Vue, then it's fine. What was the error here? Oh yeah. Wait, is this a duplicate? Oh yeah, so we need. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is move to view productivity. I guess we have to make, we have to have a dependency to view, well, no, of course, we don't import it from Vue runtime core. We import it from Vue. But we need CSS type. What was this used for? It was really to do CSS properties. It's not like this is part of anything internally. Oh, it's part of style value. Okay. Okay, but then we'll keep that. Let's do yarn add CSS type. But do you need to aren't we producing the Can't I like just create the typings? When I build it, doesn't it include all the typings? Does like Vue depend on, like does Vue runtime DOM, does it actually depend on CSS type? Yeah. Okay, let's do that then. And then we had the Vue JSX thing. So let's copy that, which we need to have here. And this would be Vue and Vue. Nice. Oh, wait, no, this would be actually from this package. How do I do that? How do I like import? So I wouldn't import native elements from that thing. How can I import it from? Can I do this? That wouldn't make any sense. But I have to do like Vue. I think I have to do Vue productivity. I think that's how it kind of works. And then vnode comes from Vue. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we just have that simple, yeah, but we can change the create children proxy, I think. We can steal that from the other thing. Oh my God, I can't believe we've done all this work and then we're not gonna do this. It hurts. Where do we add the children? Was it here? Init children. Objective find property. We're gonna use this instead. Okay, great children proxy. Why is this props? Props and slots. All right. Why is CSS type so angry with me? Oh, it's because of the Vue thing as well. Demo. Did we link it here? And npm unlink Vue. Is this where we did the testing? Yeah. Unlink Vue. And then we're gonna do a yarn install here. Probably messes up a lot of stuff. And then Vue productivity, yarn build. Oh yeah, that's fine. Should I have module resolution to node next? I don't think it matters. It's just typing. Okay, and what if we restart the TS server now? Oh, don't I have Vue here anymore? Oh, look at that. Yarn install. Oh. Okay, create app. Okay, but at least we can go to battle with fall through attributes. But it's like not go to battle. What's nice to state is that when you use libraries, you can actually use fall through attributes. And maybe they could be enabled here as well, like, but it's an opt-in thing instead of opt-out. Yeah, maybe. Use slots type. Let's unused declaration. Oh, delete all unused imports. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna say const test equals create component. View node from Vue productivity. There's no fall through. Why isn't create component here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, and then we have props count. Oh my god, this was rough. Yeah, and we like state. Oh, look at this. I have been testing. Oh, did I remove all the things? Okay. So what we can do, very simply, it's much better to just do return type of setup. Wait, you can't do that? Circularly references itself. In what way does it do that? Wait, why can't I do this? In what way does it circularly reference itself? Is it because we return provide? Oh, haha. Fuck. That sucks. Oh no, because of provider, we can't do this. That really sucks. Oh, is there a different way to do this? Maybe we could rather do this. So you would do const setup. Yeah, like create provider. And then you would have your setup there, but then you will also have inject. I wonder if you could do that. And then you don't even have to, well, you have to do, yeah, I'm just gonna check this. So you would rather create a provider. Where's the thingy? Create provider. So you would rather take the setup, which is a function of, then we will have to do p extends record string any. So that would be, well, it would have two definitions. It would have yeah, let's just do that. So either it has props p and then return state, and then it will return well, basically props p s, and then inject, inject would be s, or it will have no props, where it just has a setup that does s, and then it just returns that. And then for this thing, I guess you can do props p s, something like that. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna so this is gonna be props p, and we're gonna what are we gonna do? We're gonna call, let's see. We're gonna call the actual setup here. Yeah, sorry. So const would be state would be setup, and then we pass props, and then we provide that thing, and then we'll return the state. Yeah, and then we just inject symbol. I think that's it. those others. Why are you complaining? Oh. Yes, we don't provide anymore. We just return the state. And then we say number here. And now we have proper typing. Yeah, exactly. I think this is actually better. So, yeah. So if you wanna, kind of annoying, the circular reference thing. But this makes as much sense as the other one. Like if you want to make that, setup provided to the rest of the components, you wrap it in create provider, and you still just, oh, so this should be create component. Let's see. So it would take setup an app, where we have app. We don't have any tests. Oh, and this should just be, yeah, we don't really have anything. Hello world. Yeah, so basically it's not as clean, but it fixes the circular reference, because you really just want to use the return type of your setup function as your state, so you can easily add it to your user interface function. And what it also does is it makes it exceptionally clear that we are providing this setup to the rest of the component tree, unlike the other one where you kind of just had it here. Yeah, I think it needs to work like that. Hello world. Did we have new to do? Okay, so let's re-implement this. To-dos, input, value is state, new to-do title on input. We're gonna say state dot new to do. Oh, was it dot value? Yeah. Dot value equals event target. Wait. Why isn't value there? Oh, this is the wrong typing. Oh, I don't think I actually updated this to view productivity. Does it update or I have to restart? Oh, the fuck. What happened here? Is this... What was this all about? Wait a minute. What did I do? Oh, fuck. What happened? So... Oh yeah, we don't have any typing. JSX import source. Reserved props. Yeah. Oh. Look at me. native element. That needs to be there. There we go. My bad. And then we have on key down event. If event key equals enter, we're gonna say state and to do. Then we're gonna have a list of them, which is gonna be state to do's map to do. I guess we're just gonna use the index. Create an li with a key with an index, and then to do dot title, and then to do dot completed or not completed. Oops. And then we're gonna have on click of state toggle completed, and then we use the index. A hop completed. Nice. Okay, but this was a little bit silly to have the provider there. We don't need that. We don't need this, so we can just do this. Yeah, and this is also really nice as an extension. It's like you just const break up the setup, so you still have the same setup reference. But yeah. Cool. Okay, that's kind of sad, but it might still happen. Like writing the article, we write about everything. Can you even write in the article about trying to create a PR for Vue? But I evaluated that the fall through attributes was so confusing that adopting Vue, because the function component has such different behavior from the define component, the stateful component, it's just too confusing to adopt it. But it's very interesting how you could actually turn off inherit attributes using the plugin. That's actually a really good idea. And if you do that and the PR was merged, well, the thing is, like, define component would still be bad because you would have to explicitly define the props. It wouldn't change its behavior so that, like, the function component. Yeah, so I don't have any hopes for being able to use function component and define component. Like, it needs to be new primitives. But anyways, we're getting all the good stuff from Vue here. Absolutely everything. And yeah, this is great. I'm gonna turn off. And then we're gonna, let me publish a new version of this. Let's see, package JSON version. I guess we can go to this version. Let's see, yarn build and npm publish. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out that we weren't able to do this, because it would be such a nice way to contribute with something. But I honestly don't think anyone should use function components in Vue 3 because it's so confusing. Its behavior is so different from define component that it doesn't make any sense. Which is maybe why JSX has never taken off with Vue. But this abstraction though, this abstraction is freaking awesome. Yeah, and I don't think really, like even with, yeah, it's gonna be so nice with the typing that you can just do the return type of setup. Like you can even type it here. And you don't need to type, you don't need explicit props. You can just do, well, it depends if you want to clean it up. But if you have like initial count here, that's a number, you would do that there. And then if you have any children, you can do children view node. Oh, sorry. Props children view node here, for example. And then when consuming this from the outside, well, you can't do it here, but it will have those two things combined. So you will pass initial count and you would pass children. Yup. This is great. Yeah, so I think tomorrow, it's Friday, I actually have my day off. But we're going to continue refactor the family Scrum app because that's going to be the big test. Like if that app runs fine with this concept, then I think we can like actually publish it because that's a very complex application. Lots of UI, lots of state management. Noise. Okay. We'll talk later. Bye for now.